Now, my question to the facilitators is, how do we then put all of this together? How do we monetize all of this that we have learned today? Because if you ask me, I will say the end goal of whatever it is. Okay, you say I should have confidence. Now I have confidence. You say I should listen. Now I'm listening. So the end of everything that you have taught me today is to make money. So how do we monetize everything that we have known today? So I would like us to go in the order in which we have spoken earlier. That's from Mr. Nishola first, then Miss Oluwaseun, and then Mr. Darrell. Please, 2 minutes each. Thank you.
All right, thank you for having me once again. Thank you to Mr. Darrell for that insightful presentation. So how do you monetize? Of course, the end point of all of this is both others on Naira and Kobo, N and K. So after you must have been able to build up a good character for yourself, get a product and sell, get a product and sell. One of the most lucrative and sought after skill from any corners in the entire surface of the earth is that job of salesman. The man who is crafting an aircraft or an aeroplane wants to sell. The man who is a farmer wants to sell. The man who just innovated a new technological chip wants to sell. So find what works for you. You can never be stranded being a salesperson. Just choose a niche for yourself. Choose a product that works with you. Find a brand and sell. Putting together some of these things that we have taught ourselves, then the sky becomes the starting point. Barack Obama said that no matter how fantastic your product is, no matter how solution driven it is, it needs to get to the end product. I mean, the end user. It needs to get to the end user. So selling and distribution is part of the production process. So in fact, you don't even need to spend money from the start. All you need to do is just identify a willing buyer, identify a willing seller, and connect them together, and you are in money. If you can do it diligently, if you can put all the 6 characters that we have talked about into it, if you can put work into it, there is no way. I remember there was a time I traveled to Accra on some, voyage. The first company I worked for as a salesperson was MTN Ghana. I just walked up into their office and said, look, I think I can put my hands into this. And that was it. That time they were doing, change of SIM, porting of SIM and all of that. And we were all over. I was all over. So, and we earned a lot of money from it. So get a product, find the products are everywhere, from selling and from services to sales to tangible to intangible product is everywhere. Okay, so monetizing your skill that you have gotten today is identifying the right products and sticking your neck out for that product, putting your best to equip yourself with the right sales energy, the right sales character, and trust me, you will never get it wrong. You will be always in high demand. People will call you to come and sell, and eventually when you own your own, there are people that are just brokers. They are just brokers. The job of salesman is just brokerage. You understand? You are brokeraging a transaction between the seller and the buyer, and that is it. And that is how much that you can earn, from these skills that we are talking about. So I hope I've been able to push 1 or 2 things. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. Moving on quickly, Ms. Oluwaseun, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you once more for having me again. For me, monetizing what you already know is basically turning your knowledge into income. Most people are always sitting on valuable knowledge, but they do not recognize those knowledge that they have as a source of income. People often think that money comes only from big businesses, expensive degrees, huge capital, connections, and the likes, but that's not the reality of things. But in reality, many profitable business today that you see out there, they are built from personal experience, skills, reputation, personal solutions, and everyday knowledge that we already have. So I'll use myself for example. I have spent a lot of time in the sales industry. I spent roughly 11 years in sales, and I know for a fact that I would want to transition into consultation as a salesperson. That is where I want to end my career at. So what have I done for myself? I have started building a personal brand in that aspect for myself, where I get to tell people what I have shared, the knowledge I have gained over time for from my own experience. That is me starting to monetize my knowledge and gain something out of it. So the core message I would want to drive for monetizing your own knowledge today is what you know can solve a problem, and whatever problem that you solve constantly, value is created, and from where value exists, income follow. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let's move on quickly. We are running out of time already. Mr. Dero.
Okay, yeah, that is how we can monetize all of this knowledge.
Thanks today, yes.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So first thing first is to actually get out from that your comfort zone. It's a setup. But when you are getting out, I'm not saying you should go and hustle to death, but also with strategies. Number one, when you're out, opportunities are abound. And even if you are indoor, if you are strategic, opportunities come and knock on you. But it's not as quick as when you are determined, when you are predetermined to take a step today. And how do you take that step? If it's a model you understand most, if you like talking to people, go to supermarket, represent a product in that supermarket, tell them that, oh, maybe you have a friend in the north, get goods from the north, sell it to that supermarket, try your capacity now. Then if you are getting a good for 100 naira, take for instance, you are selling it to the supermarket for 150. You return the 100 naira back to the person you have gotten the goods from. 50 naira is your own. All I would just have to say, start by practicing something new today.
Thank you so much. We are coming to the end of this webinar for today. So let's start with the voice question. I say I want to hear some of your voices. Yes. So you can just raise up your hand if you have questions for any of the facilitators.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to the speakers. Thank you very much for this privilege to ask my question. So based on what Miss Miss Oluwaseun said regarding turning conversations into like closing deals, I would like ask this question. Like in a situation whereby like you spot a problem from your conversation, and then but the solution to that problem you don't have the answer to it, and you think like refer like just like you don't have the answer to it, and also like around you have to just go and like get the referral from outside. How can you like in that kind of situation like monetize the referral that you are like monetize the like the referral, because you don't know the person, like the person you're getting the solution from. How can you monetize that kind of situation and tell them, okay, I'm bringing this deal to you, like that? It don't seem as if how can you monetize that kind of situation, ma? Thank you, ma.
All right, thank you very much, Okoyemi Jeremiah. So, as a core saleswoman that I am, Mr. Shola had earlier said that sales is about you broking deal between a buyer and a seller. So, as a core salesperson, not every solution that is needed by my client or someone I converse with, I have that solution directly. So now when my job comes in as a saleswoman is to brokerage that solution between the buyer and the seller. You are not sounding desperate. Now, every company currently thrives on referrals. So for every referral that people bring to you as a seller, there are bonuses and commission being earned from there. So you broking that deal has earned you a commission. It's just a simple conversation. Hi, I am this. I have Mr. This that's looking for a solution that you have. Okay, so I'm looking for a situation whereby it is a win-win situation where Mr. This can get a solution provided by you, and then I can also earn from it. So now, the only thing is that you don't have to be greedy at all situations. You always have to make sure that it ends up being a win-win solution between your buyer and your seller and yourself. The buyer is happy, you are happy, and your seller is happy.
Yes, please. I've actually stopped working like 9 to 5 for a period of time, even before COVID. And after then, I went into, I ran a salon, so I have a little experience there. I dabbled into hair whilst running the salon, so, into boutique rather, sales of shoes, bags, scents, and the rest. I had a shop for that. So I had to lock up shop because the location was no longer conducive and suitable. So I moved to another location, still within Abuja. And then we're now on the higher side on this area I moved to. So the shoes, bag, scents, and the rest were the main focus of that. From 2021 to 2023 thereabouts. Then, of course, Nigerian markets, it became saturated online. I now introduced sales of foodstuff like the rice, beans, gari, and the rest to my existing customers, which I felt sold for a period of time also, but sales became not as frequent. But in those period of times and experiences, right, I've discovered that I have this, I will say, grace, where people reach out to me for even things I'm not selling, even things I really don't know about. They'll be like, Gloria, do you know about this? Do you know how I can get this? Do you know how to access this? So I dabbled a little bit into those things because I really don't like telling people things I know nothing about. So I would try to get a rough knowledge, so to say, there's a word like that, to get like a basic knowledge rather of that thing before referring back to them. And of course, I made sales from those things. My question and challenge is, it seems now I have too many knowledges in the salon, hair, nails, and the rest aspect, shoes, bags, scents, and there, food stuff, and there, cars, sales of cars, I'm there because, of course, I've done a deal in that respect. Sales of food, I'm there because I've done a deal in that respect. You know, it's like it's overwhelming and doesn't feel structured. So it's now like an identity thing where I know everything can be on that is sales platform, but how do I focus and make those things, like structure it in a way that it's no longer overwhelming, because I feel like everything, how do they advise in that regard, please?
That's actually very wonderful. Mr. Dero.
Okay, sure. Do you want me to take this?
Yes.
Should I take this?
Yes.
Okay, Madam Radiance, I saw someone that commented in the comment section that nice advertisement. Yes, it is actually good that you said these things that you are used to, but they will say that I wouldn't want to use the adage of jack of all trades, but you can master some. It's good that everything you are doing now, something is identifiable in all of them. You are a salesperson, but in different industry. So I wrote an article on LinkedIn several months ago, and I was talking about the giant in us when we were kids. That many of these successful people you see today, what they are today, must have reflected in their previous life when they were kids. I'm sure that if you trace back your life when you were much younger, this act of, it could be when you are even playing with your siblings or your friends, this act of buying and selling might be your thing.
Yeah, it is, because I remember that even in my school period, I would pluck oranges at home, bananas, and go to sell in school during break periods. Like I don't take pocket money from the house. That is how I could come up with my own pocket money in school, because it
That's
was just in our compound, so I could sell them.
so, Madam Radiance, you will agree with me that if you pick up a trade or a sales activities, if you did this for about like 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, and you feel you are not seeing returns as expected, you are logically being pushed to drop it, thinking it's not working out. That is not number one notion I want you to do. I want to correct you on. There is a season and time for every business. At the time, it was a time of what's it called? Forex people in Nigeria. Now it's time of Bitcoin people. But you see the same line. You need to learn how to evolve. Now, I will say in all of these your businesses you have mentioned, look for the two at all points of time. Look for the best two in these your businesses. Identify it. Then identify these businesses. Go back home. Go back to your drawing board. Build a strong strategy how to sell these particular two products. But like I told you, there are possibilities that the season of cars may not be now in Nigeria. If you are into cars, like you said, you know that cars is expensive to bring into Nigeria. Don't say you are abandoning selling cars. Rather, partner with people that are bigger than you in sales of car. Whenever you have a referrer, instead of you leaving your shoe business to be focusing on sales of car that you know is difficult for you to maintain ordinarily because of the sales in Nigeria right now, refer those people to the partner you have made. When the sales happens, you still get your commission. That is what they call networking. That person that buys car from Dubai or from wherever you are shipping your car from might need a shoe or bag tomorrow, might need a hair tomorrow. Cross-market what your focus, your main focus, cross-market it to that person. We have this philosophy in our network that collaboration is the best way to go now. You can't do this all alone. You can't run this show alone. And you can't put your expertise in those areas into sleep. Rather, take the best two to yourself. Run those best two. The other ones, look for partnership. Have a very concrete agreement with them. Whenever your previous customer come back in the future to reach out to you, yes, I think I have another company now that I've been able, that I'm working with or that I'm partnering with that can take care of that with you. Okay, I think I have an office that can take care of that. Just call this person in my office, tell them that you are from Madam Radiance, they will take care of you. So you won't have to leave your trip to China to go and import airs, to go and be queued at ports to clear vehicle. And at the end of the day, you will not overwork yourself. So at the end of the day, one is bringing money for you here, the other one is bringing money for you there. It might be little, but that little is better than none. This is what I would just say, practical approach that came to my head when you drop this that you can try out. I hope that works for you if you want to explore it.
Yes, please. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. You can see that we have been able to learn a lot. Now you can see that it's not just about working hard, it's about understanding how to think, how to communicate, and how to position yourself better. The best way you can really understand this is to practice it in real life and not just to listen to what they have said. Everything they have said today, go and try to practice it. We will continue sharing simple guidelines, example, and practical opportunities on that channel. Like I have said, we would look at the channel, and of course, it will be open for everybody to join. You can also refer your friends A lot is going to be going on that group, I can tell you. You don't have to figure out everything on your own. Just stay on that channel, just engage, follow the updates, and use them to test your understanding at your own pace. If you stay consistent, of course, with everything you have learned and you apply it, you will start seeing results. So please stay connected. Let's keep learning. And most importantly, let's continue practicing. So have a good day, everyone. And thanks for joining once again.